95.5 WFMS. Good morning. It's Jim, Deb, and Kevin halfway through the work week on Wednesday morning.
It's a Wednesday.
Yeah, I got some areas of snow. I know, Kevin, you said coming in this morning.
It was a little slippery.
A little slippery. It was a slushy kind of a slippery, but I could feel the end of back of my truck.
Yeah, because we're kind of that freezing
bit.
mark, so some of the stuff was beginning to freeze a little bit. But it's really, when we pulled in, the parking lot was covered with snow.
Yeah.
Couldn't see the lines, and now it's all melted. So, which Chuck said it would do.
The 465 it looked just rainy to me.
Mm-hmm.
No problems there? Good.
Not for me.
Okay.
Well, that's good then. Okay.
Coming in from north side.
It was a little bit, it was sticking pretty good up in Noblesville. But,
Was it?
But with the temperature at 34.
It's going to melt right away.
Now, so.
A lot of schools on e-learning or delayed or whatever it might be. So we should e-learn today.
You know what?
That whole point of it would be we wouldn't have come in.
Oh, let's do it tomorrow. Now. Let's e-learn tomorrow.
You learn tomorrow?
I wanted to e-learn today. It's hard to get up for work when the rest of your family's home.
Yeah. Right. You got to leave them there, and they're all snoozing away.
One's a teacher, one's a student.
Yeah.
And they found out last night.
And they're like ready to do stuff, and you're like, no, I'm done for the day.
Right.
I got work to do. So.
That's it, without a doubt. 34, as I mentioned, so above freezing at this point. We'll keep a close eye on it, though, throughout the morning. At 95.5 WFMS. 95.5 WFMS. We say good morning to you on this Wednesday with Jim, Deb, and Kevin. Well, everybody got the cell phones with them?
Yeah.
I was just working on my phone.
Were you doing that? Yeah.
Doing something. It says the average person can only survive 5 hours and 11 minutes without their phone before going nuts.
Really? Because I got to have my phone.
I am that way in the house. If I'm upstairs and my phone obviously is with me, and let's say I leave upstairs to go downstairs and I leave my phone upstairs, I have to go right back up and get it. I have to have it with me at all times. I think part of it is this is the tool I would use in case there's an emergency.
Sure.
Call somebody, call a help or whatever. So I think I got to have it with me at all times. Now, my wife is totally different. It can be at any part of the house away from her, and she's totally fine with that. She would not be one of those 5 hours and 11 minutes people, but I am.
Yeah, if I text my sisters, I'll get a message immediately unless they're in a meeting. But I do have a friend who, I could text her. She might not respond back for a day or two.
Really?
But she's not plugged into her phone constantly. With work, I think we are. But I think 5 hours is a long time.
It'd be less for you?
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
I think if and this is really bad, but I bet you I look at my phone every hour of the day.
Yeah. Well.
But I'm also a mom, and I feel like I want to be
informed.
I want to be able to be connected in case anything comes up or there's an emergency.
I'm not sure if I look at it, but
I want news to hear.
It's next to me. It's by me. It's in my pocket.
I hate to say it, but I'm the same way. I never even thought about that because I'll take it from one room to the next, and it comes with me, or Mimi just lay it down and do her thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I always have it with me. Mm-hmm. It's kind of sad.
It really is.
It's just the world we live in.
Well, I think it's self-imposed pressure. Mm-hmm. We put this pressure on ourselves that we got to have this thing with us at all times, when in reality it could be upstairs. It's not a problem, right. But I got to have it within arm's reach.
Do you ever get messages from somebody and they'll say hello? Like, why aren't you responding? And sometimes I'm like, it's not a beeper, okay? It's
right.
Sometimes I'll see it and I'm out. But if
You'll respond later.
Yeah, especially if you're driving or whatever. It's I'll just get to it when I get to it.
That's what I was just doing just then. I was texting back a person who texted me yesterday. I hadn't had a chance to respond. So, no, I don't rush back necessarily.
But I would have thought...
I'll see it, but yeah.
I would have thought that would have said... read it again. The average...
The average person says they can only survive 5 hours and 11 minutes without their phone before going nuts.
I would have thought it would have been more like 2.
Right. You can take, if you're bored, you don't have any text, you can text us at any time, too.
That's right, you could.
Oh, yeah, please do.
Do it right now, in fact,
you
if you
text
want.
us at 317-255-9367.
We'll text back, by the way.
Absolutely. So if you want to play text games.
Yeah, and you'll know which one of us is texting back, because if it's misspelled, it's me.
Right.
And if it's one word, it's Jim.
Right.
And if it's a grammarly correct sentence, is that grammarly correct?
Well,
and lengthy with all the punctuation, it's me.
That's you. All right.
Except for I can't say it.
255-9367 if you ever want to text us. 95.5 WFMS. Jim, Deb, and Kevin on this Wednesday morning with the snow flying.
Yeah, we just look out the window. These big snow flakes are falling right now.
It's a heavy snow.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's great.
Pretty.
Here's a fun fact for you, though. 2/3 of the world population, 2/3, have never seen snow.
Never seen snow.
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But for us, we see it all the time, so it just seems weird.
Yeah, I've got family members in Florida who have seen like a dusting or a flurry of snow, but they've never shoveled it or played in it like we have. But
Or driven in it.
Or driven in it, yeah. Maybe we should send it to these
Send them-
2/3 of the population
But by
that's
the
never
time
seen
it gets
snow.
there, it's water, and they've seen that.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Well,
yeah.
it's better you could tell them, well, it was snow.
Yeah.
Isn't it
Right.
fun?
Yeah. And there's something about snow and age. When you're younger, you can't get enough of it. You love
Right.
it. You go outside and play in it, do all that stuff. And now, when you're our age, it's like, oh, I got to go drive in that.
Right.
You know what,
Oh, I
though?
got to go shovel that. I think it's when you get your driver's license, maybe. It flips over from
think?
It's like, yeah, maybe I
from
don't
being
like it
fun
so
to more of a
much.
nuisance.
I put my snow boots on this morning, and they're heavy. And then my sock on my right foot bunched up around my and on the bottom. It's just the most uncomfortable feeling. And as
Oh,
I was
I know what
walking,
you're talking about.
You haven't fixed that?
I fixed it.
Oh,
I fixed it
there's
when I
no
got to
one.
the garage. And I remember thinking
Got
to
to the
myself,
I wouldn't have. It took me. I would have been.
well, it just happened in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh, it would have been fixed in the kitchen.
By the time I got to the garage, I remember thinking to myself, I don't miss this. When you had all those layers on and you're
Yeah.
trying to go snow sledding or whatever, and it was only fun for just the 30 seconds down the hill.
Right. Then when you got kids, the little kids, you're getting them ready to go
Oh,
out. And,
gosh.
that's a
That was the
chore
worst.
in itself there, too. So
Yeah, 2/3 of the world
2/3.
population. Now, Jim, you'd be fine if we never saw
I'd be
snow
fine. I
again.
always said, just send me a postcard.
Oh,
Look
no,
how
I
pretty
think it's
isn't it?
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's something about the first snowfall or a freshly fallen snow that is nice, is pretty.
Yeah.
But then after that, it's like, no, I'm done with it.
But you need a teenager to shovel. And
That's-
we did give him a little warning.
Yeah.
last
Oh,
night.
did you? Oh, that's good.
Hope you got your shoveling arms ready tomorrow.
Fortunately, when it hits the ground, it's melting right
is
away.
right
So
now, it
that's
is,
kind of
yeah.
good.
95.5 WFMS. Jim, Deb, Kevin. Deb, did you get that sock that was all bunched up in your boot fixed?
Yeah, I fixed it.
Yeah, Kevin, you'd have had it done right away, wouldn't
That's
you?
the worst-
Yeah.
Worst feeling is
Right.
snow boots and your socks not even.
Exactly. Hey, morning, Jared. How you doing?
Hey, not too bad. Hey, I just would comment on Deb talking about socks bunched up in her
Yes.
boots there.
Sure.
What about back in the day when we used to put bread bags on our feet to keep our feet dry?
Oh, that's right.
I remember that, yeah. Because you didn't
Wow.
have snow boots, you'd put them over your tennis shoes or whatever.
What'd you do with the bread?
Well, you took it out of the bread
After
wrapper
80s,
first.
Obviously. Yeah, don't put your feet in bread.
Good idea.
No, not wet bread. Well, hey, be safe out there. Thanks for calling.
Hey, yeah, you guys too.
You're all right. Yeah,
I remember those things. It'd be like hip waders on me. 'Cause they'd pull it all the way up. I could wade in a big, tall pond. It'd be all right, deep
That's a
pond.
big loaf of bread.
He's
Yeah.
out there trout fishing.
That was the giant size.
95.5 WFMS. Good morning. It's Jim, Deb, Kevin. Let's get a smile on her face right now, this very moment, with Kevin's bad joke worth repeating.
I really wish you wouldn't oversell it. Because as I said
You and me
before,
both.
it sets the standard way too high for this
Well,
joke. It's a bad joke,
but it's worth repeating.
Let's hope.
My wife thinks it's weird that I stare through the window every time it rains or snows. Maybe one day she'll let me in.
Poor guy.
Hello, honey.
We're-
Snowing out here.
Spouse.
Getting kind of cold.
Well, 95.5 WFMS. Jim, Deb, and Kevin. Kevin's got your Nash News now, and Blake Shelton has one request.
Yeah, just one request. Details on that coming up in about 30 seconds. Country music will be represented well at the Super Bowl this year. Chris Stapleton will be performing the national anthem, and I
right.
predict he'll do a killer job. The game starts at 6:30 p.m., so tune in early so you don't miss Chris Stapleton singing in the national anthem.
That'll be good.
We know who's singing it. We just don't know who's playing in the game yet.
Right.
Willie Nelson is celebrating his 90th birthday with a 2-day concert in the Hollywood Bowl in April. Some of the performers who have agreed to perform and sing for him will be Chris Stapleton, Casey Musgraves, Neil Young, Miranda Lambert, Sheryl Crow, Snoop Dogg will be there.
Oh, my gosh.
The Chicks, and Tom Jones.
It's not unusual to be
Loved
loved
by anyone. Blake Shelton would like the voice.
Hey.
Blake Shelton would like the voice to give him the chair that he sits in, that he has for the last several years.
Oh, he should get that.
As a retirement present.
Sure.
He says, if they're not open to the idea, I'll buy it, but I really think they should give it to me.
him.
Stay
So you sit
tuned.
around the house just spinning.
I
Who's at the door?
Yeah.
Gwen walks out and says, do you like my outfit? And he spins around.
728, that's your national news now.
95.5 WFMS. Good morning. You're with Jim, Deb, and Kevin. And fun time at the old homestead yesterday for Deborah.
Yes. First of all, I want to say thank you to Matt. Matt called in early yesterday morning, and he offered his company and asked me to get in touch, and he was going to come out and offer to repair our garage door spring. So it had broken yesterday, and my husband had called somebody else before I could get to Matt after I got off the air.
Yeah,
so we
very
ended up going with Robert. But thank you, Matt, because I really do appreciate that. And I'll keep that in mind next time. But so Robert came out. Now, what happened is Robert said he would call on his way. But
Yeah, they
because,
usually do.
Yeah, but because of our early hours, we sleep during the day, right? And so I purposefully slept on the couch downstairs so I would be ready to go when he called so I can answer the door and all of that. But I slept through his call.
Uh-oh.
So when he called, I slept through I slept through a text. He must have called as well, but the text said I'm 30 minutes out.
Yeah.
Well, then the next time he called, he's on my porch. And I got the phone call and he said, "Hi, this is Robert and I'm here." I said, and I'm half awake. And I go, "Oh, you're here now?" And he said, "Yes." So I stood up and I felt woozy because I'm like out of it. Bella's sitting there on the couch and she's sleeping too. And I'm trying to, I had mascara smeared under my eyes. I'm trying to fix that. And I thought I would have a couple of minutes to compose myself. I got to the front door. He's right there looking at me in the window. So I opened the door and I said, "Hi." And he asked me a couple of questions about the garage and the door. I don't even know what I said. Nothing came out in full sentences. I mean, literally was asleep 90 seconds prior to that. And it was like, broom. We used a broom, shut the door. My dog, you've been here before. My dog's safe. It made no sense. He looked at me like, "Have you been drinking?"
Day drinking, yeah.
But what's so funny is why won't people just say, why didn't I find it okay to say, "I was just asleep. Give me just a second." Instead, I act like I was trying to I've just been here watching
Hair's
TV. My hair's all up in my, my
I've done
mascara
that. I've done that before too because my alarm clock goes off at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And so I take a nap during the day as well. And I've done that. The neighbor will come over and I'm like, "I'm not napping. No,
Right.
I'm not. When in reality, I was sound asleep. I don't know why we don't tell people that.
Why wouldn't I just be honest?
I don't know.
Instead, I was trying to act like I had it all going on, and I know he
you didn't
thought I was
sound like
drunk. I know he thought I was drunk, and he got it done so quick. It was about 14, 15 minutes, and then he came to have me pay, and he was like, "You can do card, check, Venmo," and I was like, I don't even know where my Venmo account is. I don't know where the app is. I'm still so out of it.
He's like, "Lady,
Yeah,
I just want to get out of here."
It was embarrassing.
95.5 WFMS, Jim, Deb, and Kevin. A little snow today. Of course, I always get prepared. I know you probably do too, Kevin. I got the snowblower fueled up, and I got some salt that I put out in the steps, and I brought Mom over to spend the night.
Oh, your mom spent the night.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Making sure she was safe. and all
Right,
that.
because I
That's
thought,
great.
it's going to be snowy today. She's not going to be able to get out. So I thought, we'll just have her come over last night and spend the night. And then
Did
I
you
can
have dinner for
take
her
her
and
back.
everything?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very
nice,
You're such a good boy.
Cedar plank salmon, and so we...
Cedar planked salmon.
Yeah, I had
Where'd
that.
she go? To a steakhouse?
No, we had it... I made it.
You made it?
I made the
I made the
call to
reservations for
DoorDash.
DoorDash.
Oh, it was DoorDash.
Very nice of you to do that, though,
Well,
Jimmy.
it's fun, because she gets up there and, you get him stuck in the house, I was afraid of. So.
Well, it's also comforting to you. You
Yeah.
don't have
Knowing
to
that
worry.
she's safe, yeah.
Right, because you never know what she's going to do. She says she's at home, and she's not, and she goes driving around. And
Now,
I'm
she's
like,
not a good
obsessed
idea.
with making sure her car is full of fuel.
You're right.
But she
Mhm.
drives one of these little economy cars that it
Yeah.
would take her months to.
I know. She
burn a whole
said,
tank.
because when I go today, she said, "Would you mind fueling up?" I'm like, "Where is?" She said, "I'm at a half tank." I said,
half?
"Mom, you can drive to Chicago
Oh, you
12
still
times."
have weeks to go on a half.
Right. Yeah, weeks. I know it. She said, last time I filled it up, you filled it up. I'm like, that was like September. That's, so.
She doesn't drive much.
Right,
but,
right,
But
so-
she's always being prepared. That's great.
So
So
she
did you watch a
came up-
movie last night? What'd you guys do?
No, it's a work night. I told her, as I say, school night, as we usually do. And
You also were doing a phone tutorial, I think, weren't you?
I was trying to show her, because she's got an iPhone, and she's now really disappointed. She doesn't realize. She wants a flip phone again. I'm like, Mom, you can get used to this. It does all this stuff. You don't have to do all of it.
Yeah.
I said, so let's try this thing of...
Like voice commands. It
Yeah.
tells you the weather. It could tell you a joke.
Listen, I know what Kevin's saying.
Yeah, it is kind of like weird that
you
you
were
were
teaching her?
the
Right.
instructor.
Well, but it's the simple stuff. It's simple,
Oh, okay.
like voice to text.
Okay.
Okay.
Have Siri make a call.
Because you still ask us how to save an attachment on your email.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to teach her that.
Okay, got it.
But so I taught her, was teaching that, and she was kind of getting onto it, and of course, then the problem was, I don't know if you've had this happen before, I was doing a voice to text, showing her, and I was texting a friend of mine,
Sure.
and then Mom at the very end of it starts talking.
Oh,
I didn't-
you're still voice
so, and it's
to
still
text,
it's
yeah.
picking that up.
And it's recording all of it.
And it says, "Do you want to send?" Sure, send. So the whole last part of that text made absolutely no sense. So I had to call him later and say, "Hey, ignore that last text." But yeah, she's there and still there. I'll probably take her back this afternoon. 95.5 WFMS. Good morning. It's Jim, Deb, Kevin. A little snow coming down here, and Chuck reminded us that it was 45 years ago, the blizzard of '78.
Yeah, do you believe that?
And
That was today?
Yeah.
45 years ago
Yeah.
today?
Yeah, so, and if you don't
January
remember that,
25th.
Google some pictures from that too. So, and you'll look at this and go, "Well, this is nothing right here."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it really was quite a snowstorm.
I remember I was in school, and I remember that nobody could get out. And a neighbor of ours had an SUV or four-wheel drive, I think it was. And we went door to door to people's houses and said, "What do you need from the grocery store?"
Wow.
And a bunch of us kids rode in the car, the SUV,
Oh, yeah?
bought just staples for the people, and then
Oh, that's
delivered
nice.
it. And I made a slight profit.
Of course you
For
did.
the people in
no,
need.
we didn't. No, but and building lots of snowmen and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
It was in for 3 or 4 days. I think. I love the picture. You can probably find it again of the snowmobile shooting down Meridian Street.
Yeah.
No cars.
Yeah.
Just the snowmobile. And Mayor Hudnut
That's
Yeah.
And with the
had his Indianapolis Racers sock hat on the whole time. You go from one TV station to the next TV station and give updates on that. So
I wasn't born, so I don't remember it.
hey, and we just had our
I'm kidding. I was 5. The snow came up to our heads at the door. Glass door, yeah.
We just had our boss come in here a minute ago and said that it may be somewhat deceiving for us. We look out and go, it doesn't look all that bad. He said the side roads were really slow.
He said that his
so.
12 to 15 minute drive normally was about 20, a little over. He didn't see any roads that were plowed.
right. Yeah.
as he was
But
heading.
when it's happening, it's kind of hard for them to do it. They do the best they can.
Because it's really just starting to hit now and for the second round.
Exactly, too. So if you are out there, as always, we don't need to say it, but please be careful and slow down, too, because I know some people, you get this false confidence, and then you slide into somebody, and it's just not good.
That's a good way to describe it, false confidence.
Take a leisure drive, turn the radio up, we'll keep you entertained.
Take a little time. And,
your boss is going to be fine with you being late.
Congrats to Jim, Deb, and Kevin. Proud to be part of your morning routine, and now 2022 CMA Award winners.
It brightens my day.
95.5 WFMS.